Let's move to U.S. media real quick because I want to advance the conversation. Quick. We have this tweet from Glenn Greenwald, which is going to blow everybody's minds.
Oh God.
Glenn tweeted, if you're a critic of the media, you need to hear this. Glenn Greenwald tweeted, read this amazing section from Judge Silberman's dissent today in a defamation case before the D.C. Circuit on how an increasingly ideologically homogenized U.S. media is not only threatening core free speech values, but also the ability to be informed. In his dissent, he wrote, it is well accepted that viewpoint discrimination raises the specter that the government may effectively drive certain ideas or viewpoints from the marketplace. But ideological homogeneity in the media or in the channels of information distribution risks repressing certain ideas from the public consciousness just as surely as if access were restricted by the government. To be sure, there are few notable exceptions to the Democratic Party ideological control. Fox News, the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal's editorial page. It should be sobering for those concerned about news bias that these institutions are controlled by a single man and his son. Will a lone holdout remain in what is otherwise a frighteningly orthodox media culture? After all, there are serious efforts to muzzle Fox News. And although upstart, mainly online conservative networks have emerged in recent years, I think it might go on. No, so he doesn't continue from there, but I'll read the next section that Glenn posts. He said, it should be borne in the mind that the first step taken by any potential authoritarian or dictatorial regime is to gain control of communications, particularly the delivery of news. It is fair to conclude, therefore, that one-party control of the press and media is a threat to a viable democracy. It may even give rise to countervailing extremism. The First Amendment guarantees a free press to foster a vibrant trade in ideas. But a biased press can distort the marketplace. And when the media has proven its willingness, if not eagerness, to so distort, it is a profound mistake to stand by unjustified legal rules that serve only to enhance the press's power. Absolutely amazing to hear that. But maybe it's too little too late. But I'll tell you this, it is absolutely true. How sobering, as Judge Silberman describes it, that the main resistance to democratic orthodoxy in the media is Murdoch.
So they said it's
one really old man.
And his son? Is that who they're talking about? Murdoch's son?
Lachlan.
Yeah. Lachlan.
Yeah.
But is Lachlan the one? Isn't he woke or something?
Yeah.
It's over, everybody. Back it in. We're going home, and welcome to your new cult.
I think we're incredibly resilient as humans. So if someone is speaking out against it, that means we have a chance.
Maybe so.
It's a dissent. I mean, is this too little, too late? I absolutely think it is, man. Maybe not. Maybe I'm. Look, there's a lot of people watching this show right now, and this is not a. You know what? No. I was going to say we're not ideological here, but we are absolutely ideologically motivated here. Classically liberal, libertarian, and socially liberal values represent the conversations we have here for the most part. There's a reason. It's really fascinating why leftists are so hard to book, because they're an authoritarian orthodoxy. It's very hard to speak safely when you exist inside the confines of their moral framework. That's why I've done numerous interviews. I did an interview in Berkeley with this woman. I'm standing in the street and I'm filming. Some woman walks up and starts talking to me, and I'm holding my camera. I asked her some questions. She answered. She gave horrible answers. 5 minutes later, she walks up to me and says, delete the footage. No joke. And I said, I'm filming and you walked up to me. I'm not deleting it. And she was like, no, you have to. I don't give you permission. And I was like, I don't need your permission. You're in public talking to me while I'm filming. I don't try to generate controversy, though, so I blurred her face. I'm not trying to drag her. I'm not trying to get some random woman on the street in trouble with the woke. But I did want to show what she had basically said was conservatives who get physically attacked deserve it because of the way they dress. She said there was a woman wearing a MAGA hat. She was asking for it. No joke. No joke. And so the issue there is when you think about the moral framework that exists in the minds of these people, when they say women who are wearing certain clothes aren't asking for it, but when it comes to Trump supporters, they are, it shows there's no actual principle behind their moral framework other than join the tribe or burn. She wanted me to delete the footage because her ideas would get her canceled. When people heard what she said, you can't stick your neck out. So many of these people, they do their shows, the priests of the orthodoxy. The guests we have on this show who are more than happy to come and speak are confident in themselves, in classically liberal ideals of freedom of speech and being honest, expressing themselves, and they're not scared about what the woke mob's going to do to them.
Well, I think that's an overstatement for me, since I have a very low self-esteem, which is why I got into media, so that my parents would know this who I am.
There you go.
You've succeeded.
As for most of these journalists who work at mainstream publications.
Yeah, that's interesting. In that Dissent, I don't, as groundbreaking as that may be, or earth-shattering as that may be, if that were, say, if that were a celebrity that had, like, say, a red pill moment and said something like that, maybe it would cause...
Sarah Silverman?
Yeah.
She came out recently and said, I don't want to be associated with either party because of the elitism and the absolutism.
Well, what's her name? The name is escaping. Rose McGowan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
When she had her moment, that was big. That was huge, especially in the middle of a presidential election. She's like, I don't... what... The accusations of Tara Reade against then candidate Joe Biden was enough and the way it was handled from her charmed co-star Alyssa Milano, that was enough for her to be like, I'm done. That's it.
I want to be optimistic right now. You know why? They're not cool people. Who wants to be like them? Do you want to be one of these like easily agitated, panicky, finicky, woke culture warriors working for one of these publications? Some people, but it's remnants of the old world, right? So the New York Times has prestige. The Gray Lady, the paper of record? Mm-hmm. Young people grow up, millennials, hearing great stories about the prestigious New York Times. It is my dream to be a Times journalist. Congratulations, they hired you, and now you complain about TikTokers. Is that what you really thought you were going to be doing? Or did you think you were going to be like meeting in a parking garage and some like source walks up and he's got a manila folder and he's like, please don't tell anyone I was here. Otherwise they'll kill me. And you're like, don't worry. I'm going to expose these criminals and then in reality you're like, so the 17-year-old on TikTok, you're never going to believe this. Like as a TikTok mentioned, right? But then like one of his friends showed up. That's what the New York Times has become. Ugh. Who wants to be that today? What young person who's actually on TikTok is looking at what these journalists at the New York Times are and going, I really want to be like that when I grow up. They're not doing that. So what's happening now is these woke culture warriors of cancel culture at these big publications are not cool, and nobody wants to be like them. Young people especially.
You ever seen the show The Boys?
Oh yeah, of course.
No, it's very. I don't know why this conversation reminds me of that, but it's specifically in the storyline of the first season with Starlight, who is trying to get into the 7 of Vought.
It's for those that aren't familiar. She's a superhero. She wants to join the big superhero organization.
Right. Yeah. So, and then she gets there, and she realizes obviously this is all a big charade. This is a corporate entity. They don't care about like actually, saving people's lives. They care about the money flow. Yep. And so, if you haven't watched it, highly recommend it.
Good show.
It is a good show, which it got off Amazon Prime because we're now basically pumping up Jeff Bezos' numbers. But
that's right. but it kind of shows that classical trope of, don't meet your heroes. Right. She really, really wanted to be this big hero, join this big organization, and then she realized it was actually really awful. Everyone sucked. Yeah. And she didn't want to be there anymore. But
but that is very much media today.
But it's worse than that.
No, I know. We're talking about a fictional show and comparing it to media.
Here's what I mean. In the show The Boys, the 7, which is like the Justice League, they're cool. They're celebrities. Everybody wants to be them. They're in the movies. They got endorsement deals. Who wants to go work for the Daily Beast to write about, I don't know, cats or something stupid that's nonsensical and made up? No, who wants to be that when they grow up? Nobody. So here's my point. We've talked about how movies today going woke are becoming like Christian films used to be. Like good flicks or whatever?
Pure flicks.
Pure flicks. And everybody always laughs and then like jokingly ribs me for like, hey, don't make fun of pure flicks. It's like watching those really campy religious versions of films with like Bible Man or whatever and Veggie Tales and stuff.
VeggieTales.
As the woke cult takes over Hollywood, movies become preachy, boring, and nonsensical and uncool. You got to watch. Have you seen the new Craft?
No.
You will absolutely hate it. Ugh. You know why? I don't care about the wokeness. It's not a good movie. It makes no sense. The pacing is off. I have no idea what the message is. And it's just like nothing happens, I guess. And then a guy bursts into flames or something. The whole movie is a woke PSA where they just keep giving off woke pot shots of like, they'll be walking down the street and then one person makes a comment about being trans. And you're like, what does that have to do with the movie? Like, why is this dialogue in the film? Because they want to make sure you know they're woke. The wokeness is more important than the storyline. Thus, they've created something boring that nobody wants to engage with. The movie will fail. And then kids who see it will grow up thinking, that's not cool. I don't want to be like that. If it's not cool and doesn't inspire youth, it won't exist.
Who are your heroes?
My heroes?
Yeah.
Oh, they're mostly rappers, but they're not really heroes. I don't know. I mean, I actually no. My heroes are like my dad, my grandpa, like my legitimate heroes. People I think are like through and through the greatest people I know. And the thing is, and that's exactly what it is. The never meet your heroes. I don't have any like celebrity heroes.
Well, you said rappers.
I like rappers. I love hip hop. In like their inspirations and how I can like
I love this so
make
much.
music.
I love them.
My heroes are Dave Grohl, Eddie Vedder. Man, it's musicians.
Yeah, I know, but
it's
but
real
the thing
people.
Is, yeah, I know it's the real people. But like, that's the thing. Is like I'm terrified of the potential of meeting any of them because of how of getting
super
disappointed.
flawed, but they still inspire you. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh, bro,
dudes
we
at
all
the
met
New
our
York Times.
listen.
Who are your heroes?
I don't have any heroes.
Did you used to?
Never.
Like
no.
growing up, you never
Nope.
watch people or
No, I'm too arrogant. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like
is
I
honest.
would watch skate videos and there'd be like a pro who's like the best in the world, and I'd be sitting there going, I can do that. My friends would be like, shut up, you're not gonna tray flip a 10 stair.
Oh,
and
you
I'm
needed
like,
new friends.
oh yeah?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I would go and throw myself down the stairs and get hurt.
Let's
I
go.
well, the reason I brought it up is because
I was not that good, but I was certainly arrogant enough to think I was.
my heroes are not these people that write these pieces. I don't think anyone looks up to these people and thinks, I want to be like that guy that wrote
No,
that
but
piece. They
I
look at
wanna-
musicians. They look at like great performers.
Yeah.
That's the real challenge in life.
And it's mostly a way of how they think because musicians just generally think a different way. They see sounds. They can compose music. They can create stuff out of thin air, and it just resonates with people.
I think
like it gives you chills, and when you hear when you hear your
affects
favorite
you.
song, like you ever get chills down your spine when you hear that?
all the
Yeah.
time.
Music
Boom.
affects
Yeah.
us physiologically.
Right.
Like,
Great.
the beats, it's like, and it affects our brains in certain ways. It triggers emotions, and we like feeling good, and we like being made to feel. So we like the people who make us feel that way. But there's something interesting about it. I will say though, we've already met our heroes because of Twitter, and they were all awful. Look, I would never. I don't look up to actors, and I don't care for actors. I think they're just actors, and I've never understood the obsession with like celebrity. I've always just been like, I don't care. Who cares? Britney shaved her head, whatever. But now we get to actually meet these people, and we learned. Chris Evans, for instance, Mark Ruffalo. They're really nasty people, right? Chris Evans is okay. He's kind of nasty. Mark Ruffalo is one of the meanest people I've ever seen on the internet. It's like he just posts nasty things. David Cross, also a mean guy. And I'm surprised at how many comedians and celebrities are just nasty. It's really messed up. You look at Joe Rogan's Twitter. What do you see?
Instagram
Posts of like him eating steak and like his dog.
Yes.
And
Marshall.
people like Joe
Marshall.
Rogan. You know why? Because when you see him for who he is, you're like, oh, he seems like a cool dude. But then you turn to like some of these other comedians and movie actors and stuff, and they're just posting nasty things, screaming, posting pictures of decapitated Trump heads, and you're like, I don't want to be around that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
This is kind of why the list exists.
The list
list
of people who should have their phones taken
People
away.
should have their phones taken away because it's designed to save people from themselves. And the reason for that is because, as you mentioned, people are really nasty online.
But if you don't enforce the list, then what does the list really do?
Well, that's why I went independent, Tim.
Oh yeah, tell
there's
us
gonna
about
be
that.
there's gonna be like two guys in suits showing up to like Brian Stelter's house, knocking on the door, and be like, Brian, it's time, and they take his phone from him. And just,
Boom. If I could do that, I'd do that right away. Yeah.
Brian Stelter specifically.
I'm looking for seed money. Anybody interested?
Yes.
Yeah, you're launching.
My Twitter DMs.
You're
are open.
launching a network, the Siraj Hashmi.
the Habibi network.
Yeah. So you like just went live, just went like solo.
Yeah. Today is my final
That's
day.
big, dude.
Yeah.
So maybe what you make will actually be something inspirational to young people, and they'll be like, when I grow up, I want to make a list of people who should have their phones taken away.
Well, the idea is that I don't do it forever, and I basically
No, but you got to pass the list on.
I got to pass the list on.
But no, hold
it's
on.
Like, it's like the Captain
listen.
America shield.
Yeah.
But listen, this is what I'm talking about. The list is important. You know why? Because it's funny, it's hilarious, and people block you when you put them on the list. So
Yeah.
for those that aren't familiar,
By the way, your guest from yesterday, Kurt Schlichter, he blocked me because I put him on the list.
Nice.
all right. So basically, the way it works is someone tweets something really dumb. And then if it qualifies for like you should have your phone taken away for tweeting that, you'll tweet at them like it's a meme post. There's one.
Yeah,
There was
like,
one I think
the
of
writing
you.
hand emojis.
Right. There was one of you as Consuela from Family Guy, I think. One of you in a truck full of people with a coyote driving the car,
Yep.
and all the blue text being taken away. It's funny. People see it and they laugh. There's going to be some young kid who's seeing the world of politics. He sees someone like Brian Stelter from CNN tweet something really dumb, like Tucker Carlson is the new Donald Trump or whatever. Did you put him on the list for that one or no?
That's a tame take, honestly.
Right. But some kid will see that post, see everybody laughing, and he'll think, that's cool. It makes people laugh. It exudes strength. And what that person posted was really dumb.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like the person put on the list. I want to be the person naming people who should be on the list.
Well, it's interesting because I've gotten criticisms like I'm a hall monitor, or I'm basically waging a harassment campaign against people, which is obviously not true.
Cry more.
I've had people have meltdowns about me putting them on the list. Like, this is I think of a few people from very early on. I'm talking like December 2019 when this thing was still like in its infancy. And the reason why I started it was literally one of those things where, you kind of your recent Twitter habits. It's just like it just came out of thin air. It was George Conway dunking on his wife Kellyanne in a quote tweet.
He's the Lincoln Project guy.
And he is, the Lincoln Project guy. And it was like one of those things where like, oh no, you should never do that in public. Give me that phone, George. That is
taking your phone away.
Give me that phone, man. And he is the first person I put at number one, and he doesn't have a blue check. He's not verified, but like everybody thinks it's because of, everybody. The list comes for all, but like there's a higher standard to meet if you're not verified, because literally anybody could just post whatever you want if you're not verified. If you're verified, there's obviously like a standard that you have to live up to.
You got the endorsement of Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking that some of the value of your work too is like you mentioned the resonation that you feel from a musician, that vibration.
Yeah.
Also, you put yourself on camera and your voice, so you're creating resonance, literal physical resonance.
Right.
It's so different than just being behind a typing thing and putting words on the internet. Like that's how you really affect people, in my opinion. I think this internet video media is so powerful.
I prefer video more than writing every day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And that was my strength. I mean, I was a commentary video writer. Commentary video editor. I do edit videos, but like they had writer in there. I just, because I did write from time to time, but like it turned out in probably like the last like 3 years of me being at the Examiner is that if I wrote anything, it would already be a video. So like whatever you see in an article is really just like the script that I had in the video. So it is a better way of reaching people because most people don't like to read. I mean, that's just kind of the way of the world. People have very low attention spans.
Well, they can turn on a podcast and then go work on something else.
Exactly.
You
and
can
that's
play
why
video
podcasts
games.
have become so effective. That's why audiobooks have become so effective, is that you can literally multitask as you're listening to this stuff. And if you have to rewind, you can rewind. Who cares? No one cares.
Yeah, you're free to do it. But people play video games, listen to podcasts. They go to work.
That's
they turn
very
on
tough to do. I don't know how.
You just pause it when they say something really cool and then go rewind it
Boom,
and watch.
yeah.
I mean, I've done that. It's like you're making breakfast or whatever. You turn on a podcast and you
Folding
make
laundry,
breakfast.
yeah.
It's like watching TV or
But
something.
I almost always Twitch stream now when I play video games. I don't know. That should probably just game offline for a bit.
It's going to be really interesting in the future because I see a lot of people, like everybody has a Twitch channel and they'll get like 7 live viewers or whatever. And I'm like, who are these like 7 people who are watching instead of playing and doing the stream themselves? And what happens when everyone does and then everyone is streaming them playing a game and no one's watching?
A lot of people just have it on in the background.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's
You hear people saying like, so I'm going to go steal this car and then light this hooker on fire. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.